Hello, everyone. It's Mark Ryan here with Easy 8A, and I love 8A, everything 8A. Today, I'm going to talk about compliance and the importance of strategizing ahead when you have your certification to stay compliant for all 9 years. So you have to go through 8 annual renewals, and what I have happen to me half a dozen to a dozen times a year is I'll get a call from somebody that's in their usually later years, 6th, 7th, 8th year, and they've just realized that, I can't do my next annual renewal or I don't think I can do it because I've exceeded one of the financial limitations. The financial limitations are less than $6.5 million in assets, less than $850,000 in adjusted net worth, and less than $400,000 in a 3-year average compensation. They also sometimes will have violated either a business activity target or they will have exceeded the $400,000 limit on distributions. So anyway, this is all avoidable by projecting out all those criteria well in advance. So what we will do, and certainly is the best practice, is as soon as you get 8A, map out all of the criteria. We do about a dozen for our clients of eligibility for each year, and then project out, how am I going to pay myself? How much am I going to pay myself? How much am I going to take in distributions? How is that going to affect my personal net worth? And project that out for all 9 years. That way you have a plan in place and you don't have to worry about becoming non-compliant in later years. There's one kind of exception to that, and that is the $6.5 million in total assets. You can pay yourself less, take less distributions, lower your personal net worth by spending more or by paying yourself less. The one thing you really can't deal with very well is exceeding the $6.5 million in total assets. So what happens to firms is they'll get in that 6th, 7th, 8th year, they're billing $20, $30 million a year. They're making, let's just say, $2 or $3 million a year in profit. They're paying taxes on it. Let's say it was $3 million. They have $1.8 or $9 million left after taxes. So the equity in the company is growing. And ultimately, you get to a point where there's so much equity in the company, and that flows through to your personal financial statement, and it takes you over the $6.5 million in total assets. There's certainly strategies to deal with that, and I've seen people come to me with the craziest ideas of how they're going to stay compliant. But certainly what I recommend is to be aware of it in advance and deal with it in advance. By deal with it, I'm not saying to give money away, although that's an option. But typically what I would be seeing clients do when they realize this is coming up is investing back in their company, spending money on marketing and on intellectual property, things that can help the company survive long after it's out of the 8A program that cost money today, such as developing new services and new products, developing new areas of business development, like getting on contract vehicles that you may not need today, but you'll need, before the contract vehicle expires. Just having that long-term picture in advance really is critical to staying in compliance for all 9 years. So that's what we see as a best practice. That's what we do with our clients, and I highly recommend it.